Terry, 6 points off 6 shot attempts. What were they doing to slow you down, and what do you need to adjust game 2?
Yeah, they're a good defensive team. Honestly, I look at it more as a Tyrese issue more than a Knicks issue, so I'll be better in game 2.
What's the issue you need to fix?
Just be more aggressive, be myself. I just felt like even in game 1 of the last series, I wasn't myself. Just lack of aggression, lack of just my energy everything was off yesterday. So I'll be better in game 2.
How much is that back bothering you and inhibiting your game?
Everybody's going through something right now. It's the second round of the playoffs, so I'll be fine.
You mentioned the last series just now. Is there an element to you of balancing aggression, like feeling out a series, seeing where your spots are, things like that in games, or do you just feel like you weren't good enough?
Well, I think that's a battle I face every game. Like, I think that every player in the league who's a scorer and a high usage guy, passes the ball a lot. It's a balance we all have to find. It's not easy, but obviously I erred on the side of playmaking yesterday, and that wasn't the right decision for me. So, I still got to be who I am. But yeah, I'll just be better tomorrow.
How much you talk to Drew after games like that, or throughout the post?
Hanley?
Yeah.
That's all we talk every day. I don't know what to tell you.
It seemed like you had a few connections with Miles late in the final 2 minutes. Was that a case of timing? Was that something they were doing to kind of?
I just gotta be better. I feel like the moving screen was on me. The turnover that he didn't quite roll where I thought he was gonna. OG got the steal. That was on me. So I think it's less about miscommunication with Miles and more on Tyrese. So I gotta be better in game 2.
This is some all new experiences for you. Pretty deep. How are you handling it? How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's everything I've ever asked for. I want to play high-level basketball. I've always wanted to play in the playoffs, so I'm here. The world ain't ending because we lost 1 game. I understand that we have, an opportunity to get another one tomorrow and go home 1-1. So, I'm not hitting the panic button or alarm or anything. I think this is just, as a competitor, what more could you ask for than playing in the playoffs, playing in Madison Square Garden? There's nothing like it. So, I'm embracing all of it and enjoying every second of it.
Are there particular scenarios where you see yourself being too passive when you watch stuff on film? Are you looking at stuff that there's a repetitive issue that you're looking at? That's where I need to attack more.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't gonna tell you all that, but yeah, there's definitely areas where I can be better, and I'm aware of that. And it's a conversation that I'm having with myself every day, having with Drew, having with other players, having with coaching staff. I'm definitely aware of it, and like I said, I'll be better tomorrow.
You talked about the 2 pass decisions, but is some of this also about just, they're denying you like crazy, like just sort of using that aggression against them?
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to take away from what they do defensively. They're a really good defensive team with a lot of different weapons, and we all know Tibbs is one of the best defensive minds for the last decade plus, so it's adjustments that I have to make, and we have to make as a group, and we will tomorrow.
They don't switch that often usually, but yesterday, they put Hardenstein on you a couple of times on the switch. I was like, were you expecting that? And how do you sort of see, you guys sort of adjusting to that?
Yeah, well, I would counter that to say that there was only 2 switches, late rolls in the first quarter. They didn't switch ever again with the big after that. So I think that was just in this specific scenario, kind of emergency, what they had to do. But so I don't expect to see a ton of switching from their bigs, but regardless of what they do, I just gotta be better.
How did your full court press work yesterday against the Knicks? What do you think about it?
I thought it was good. I thought we got a couple steals, got a couple extra baskets. I think a couple times it hurt us with the Brunson over the top, got a fast break layup. The one time we went to trap Hartenstein, and then Josh Hart got an and-1 layup, then ended up getting the putback after his missed free throw, so it was like a 4-point play. Yeah. So that came to hurt us a little bit, but obviously it's no secret that those guys play a lot of minutes. So and we're a pretty deep team, probably the deepest team in the league. So we're trying to use that to our advantage by getting up, pressuring, trying to wear on these guys as much as we can for 7-game series.
I know you don't guard him that much, but do you have a familiarity with Jalen after being around him so much last summer?
Yeah, I think we would both probably tell you that we do with each other. But obviously we're not guarding each other, but I think we know, kind of our spots and things like that. But he's playing amazing right now. We just got to do a better job of showing him different bodies, showing him different looks, and getting out, rebounding his misses and getting out and running.
With Brunson playing so well, how pivotal is it to shut down everybody else like Hart and DiVincenzo?
It's obviously a big deal. I thought Josh was really good yesterday, getting downhill, especially in transition, doing what he does on the glass. That's no secret. We just got to do a better job of containing everybody, top to bottom, because there's some people that would probably argue let Jalen get 100 and contain everybody else. There's other people who would argue
take all his points away and make somebody else beat you. Nobody has the answer. You know what I mean? That's not how basketball works. You can't play a game like that. So, we just gotta do it the right way.
With Hart, how do you try to slow a guy down that plays so hard for 48 minutes? I mean, just try to wear him down, make him do a lot more than he wants. Like, how do you counter his energy, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to match it. I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, you got to rebound, and probably one of the best rebounding wings in the league, if not the best rebounding wing in the league. So you got to match his intensity there when he's crashing. He was getting downhill, getting to the free throw line yesterday, and then just in transition when he gets the ball. I think everybody in the world knows he's going left to right, Euro step, and there's still he gets to it. So I think we got to do a better job of just containing him, showing bodies, which I thought we did really well last series, especially with. Dame and Chris and those guys showing bodies when we can in transition. So we just got to do a better job, and we will tomorrow.
Considering the minutes they're playing, are you surprised you guys weren't able to wear them down more? I guess. I mean, you've obviously seen what they've been doing that whole last series, but are you guys the degree to which they still had a lot of stamina left?
No,
Josh played 48.
No, they're good basketball players. It's not about what's going to happen in game one. We understand that we got to continue to do that and be who we are, and ultimately it's gonna play to our favor. But they got warriors on their team. They got 5 guys that are prepared to play 48 minutes whenever need be. So we gotta be prepared to counteract that and understand that it's not like crazy that they were able to win that game with us pressing and stuff. They're good basketball players, they're NBA players. So we just gotta continue to do what we do and get better.
To you, the key things you guys need to overcome or change to get over the hump today?
Not just keep being us. They made some tough plays at the end there, but just gotta continue to be aggressive. Try to control the boards. We know they do a great job of that. Just continue to be us, be aggressive, and that's right.
Miles told us after game 1 in Milwaukee that you and him talked a little bit about helping Ty get going. He gradually did over the series. Did you guys talk with him about what you can do to help him a little bit after this game as well?
I think he just got to continue to be himself. Obviously they're denying him a little bit, so work harder to get the ball, be a screen setter. But Ty's gonna be Ty. I think he just got to do that. We know the things that he can do, and he knows it as well. So just got to go into the next game and make sure that he works harder to get the ball, but he'll be all right.
How did you feel about the sort of style of play and the pace of play in the game?
I thought it was okay. I thought, we had a pretty decent pace, but we just got to continue to trying to keep the game fast. We know they're gonna slow it down as much as they can, but we just got to try to speed the game up.
How important is full court press to what you guys do on defense?
I think it's just the way we want to play. We got guys that can do it, so just continue to be aggressive, and again try to control the pace of the game.
How did you feel like it worked yesterday against the Knicks?
I thought it was in a decent spot. Obviously it was in a game. It was a 4-point game, so I thought it was good.
When you're screening for Tyrese, a lot of the time he'll just reject it and attack. What do you think makes him so good in those particular situations?
Yeah, he's just good with the ball. He knows what to do, and being able to shoot the ball, that's a thing. So, he's always been good at that, and we just got to continue to do that.
Obviously, Tyrese is playing through some pain. Just how has he looked to you?
Who?
Tyrese.
No, I thought he looked good. Obviously, get an opportunity to probably want to be he has to shoot more or whatever. But he's the engine of the team. He gets everyone in the spots. Things that make him great is not just scoring. He can do a lot of other things. And when he's at his pace and playing fast, it doesn't have to be scoring. He leads our team in that way, and he's been doing that all year. So we just gotta continue to play, and there's gonna be games where you're gonna score a lot. There's gonna be games you're not. Don't matter. He can affect the game in other ways.
It seemed like you made a concerted effort to beat OG down the court, kind of get post position or get as close to the rim as you can. A lot of times in game 1. Is that how you kind of take advantage of their defense? Obviously, you have your history with them too.
I know. I just try to make plays.
Is that situations you guys have had before in your time in Toronto, those types of one-on-one?
No. We always started anyway, so we always play together.
So you never went at each other like in all those years?
Nah, never. That never happened.
Is it kind of weird going against him now just because you've spent so much time with him?
No, I mean, yeah, like it's funny. It's just we out there on the court, and you know, like it is weird just because like I'm so used to being on the same team with him. So it's a weird thing, but you kind of get used to it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a new reality.
You said you guys want to play fast. Is part of the theory of that against a team that crashes the glass the way they do, if you are pushing, then that might sort of discourage them from sending multiple guys to the glass?
What do you think? I don't know. I mean, you guys are more expert than me, probably.
I am not more of an expert than you.
I don't know. I think for us, it's like they a really good rebounding team, you know. Like we gotta continue to box out and just do us.
How did you feel? How did you feel your team did with the full court presses yesterday against the Knicks?
We got to do better with everything.
What can you do to get Tyrese a little bit more involved?
Well, our game has got to be an overall team game. It starts with our defense. It starts with being able to keep the right kind of pressure on the opponent, and then when we get stops and rebounds, which are hard to come by in this series, we got to get the ball moving, and we got to trust the pass. We're a unique team in that we really need each other. You know, we don't have any one guy that can put the team on his back. Not Tyrese, not Pascal, not anybody. And that's one of the things that's made our team very special. But we have to understand there's a certain formula to it. Sounds like you got a follow-up. I'm reading body language.
Okay, well, be that as it may, he's a really important player and he took 6 shots.
I got to do a better job of getting to more shots. I'll give you that. And look, he's playing through some stuff. He'll be on the injury report with a guy's questionable tomorrow with the back thing. I mean, I'm confident he'll play, but he's playing through some stuff there too. So, this is the second round of the playoffs, and this is hard, and you got to embrace the difficulty of the whole thing.
How has, I guess, the back been an issue? I guess, obviously, like you said, big question, just played through it, but how is it affecting him, I guess?
Look, I think this time of year, everybody's got something going. And we just he's working at it, doing everything he can to keep himself feeling as good as possible. But look, it's a factor, but he'll play. I'm confident he'll play. But it's a concern.
Josh Hart had, I think, about 10 points in transition there in game 1, and had a few other possessions as well. Like, really trying to emphasize slowing down. Is that something that you try to make an adjustment for in game 2 to him in transition?
Well, we got to do much better containing Hart in transition. When he gets a defensive rebound, he's great at just taking it and knifing his way full court to the basket. And he's a guy we got to treat like Giannis and Lillard and guys like that are full court, high speed attackers. I mean, he really had a high impact on the game yesterday.
Talked about the fouls after the game last night. It's obviously easier said than done, not fouling Brunson, not fouling Hart when he's coming full speed like that. But what's sort of the message in terms of cleaning that up?
Yeah, I think our overall team defense has got to be better. And I mean, really, certainly we have to be better in all areas, everything. Our pressure on the ball, our positioning, our ability to show our hands and stay out of fouls. I mean, we got to keep Brunson off the free throw line. I mean, he's gonna get there some, but getting there 14 times is too many. It's too many, and so yeah.
Obviously, Isaiah played 14 minutes off the bench last night. Seems like there's an opportunity for him to have a lot more impact. I mean, what have you continued to like about how he's stayed ready, as you mentioned about him before? And is there also a chance that Six can get an opportunity to make an impact in the series as well?
Everything's on the table with all our guys. I mean, We have great belief in all of them. Isaiah was a guy that is really had a great spirit over the last couple of weeks, even though he hasn't been playing a whole lot, and has had good practices. And so, the decision was to go with him last night. This is a different series than the Milwaukee series was, just because of the size factor.
Sure.
He did a lot of terrific things, and so look, you go from one game to the next game in a second round playoff series. I mean, there's so much attention on analyzing like every little thing.
Sure.
And one of the things that you have to do is, once game one is over, you got to hold on to the things that are necessary to get better in the second game. But we can't be feeling too good about anything. We can't be feeling too bad about anything, because we did a lot of good things in the game.
There's a couple more guys when Obi went between his legs on that breakaway dunk.
Well, he had one of those earlier in the year and missed it.
I know.
And so I really admire the fact that he was going to do it again. Now the problem with the play had nothing to do with the dunk. There was a 3/4 of a fraction of a second celebration between him and Ben Shepherd, and they go down and get a 3. So you trade a 2 for a 3. And so these are the kinds of things that a young team has to learn from. I'm all for celebrating. I think it's important to this generation of player to celebrate successes that happen during the game, but they have to be measured. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating while you're getting to the next task, and that's 100% honest statement.
With Haliburton, is this a situation? Is this a situation where Haliburton might not be playing if this was not the playoffs?
I don't. I'm not going to get into all that. It doesn't. It's a pointless conversation. He's playing.
You mentioned last night when the presser that you watched the last 4 minutes of the game before you talked about. So what were you looking for in that, and what was your takeaway from that now that you didn't get a chance to look at it?
Yeah, it was a little longer than 4 minutes, but just some of the things that happened. And but there's a lot of events that didn't happen in the last minute of the game that that didn't get the limelight of the analysis of everyone in the media and the basketball world, that were things we could have done better. And so, our game is a 48-minute game. It's not a 2-minute game. Things in the first, second, and third quarter that happen that are good or bad matter, in the result. So, we're an accumulation of our habits, and so our habits have got to be good from start to finish.
Tyrese and Brunson both, when they're running pick and roll, they'll reject the screen a lot of the time. Is there a particular kind of pressure that those rejects put on the defense?
Yes. It's called great pressure. Look, I mean, rejects in today's game are really difficult to deal with because of the space and the skill at all positions. And so, the rejects lead to some of the worst chain reactions you can have defensively, for any team.
Rick, the Knicks are kind of thought as like a team that's better as the sum of their parts than an individual level, but at least especially in the playoffs, like Jalen Brunson has had a usage rate that's on par with kind of those heliocentric kind of stars. When you try to defend them, do you try to look at them as like more of like a Luka type of player, a Shea type of player, and focus your defense in that sort of manner as you would one of those types of teams?
But they're the number 2 seed in the East. They're a great team, and they've done a lot of great things to position themselves as a number 2 seed. We respect the heck out of them, and we know that we're going to have to do a lot of things a lot better in game 2.